If somebody cannot project their ideas to me succinctly, I instantly just dislike them, because maybe I have ADHD, maybe I'm too busy, I don't know what it is, but I don't have time for your ums and ahs. I don't have time for it. So if I'm sitting in a meeting and somebody goes, we're gonna start with, and this is how people speak. You're a full-grown man, and you can't finish a sentence without saying or ah in the only language you know. You've been speaking it for 40 years. It bothers me. It's a pet peeve of mine. It irks me. Occasionally, we make mistakes. Whatever. But if you actually listened to most people speak, that's how most people communicate with the world. You wonder why you can't convince a girl to sleep with you? You're nice. Dummy! You're a dummy! No wonder you can't make any money. You're an idiot. This is people. They're umming and ahhing their way through life. It bothers me. When people come to pitch me, if they say or ah too much in the first sentence, it's over. Sorry, sir. When you learn to talk English, when you learn to speak, I might give you another chance. Good luck. So you're right. The ability to project the thoughts inside of your mind in a way that other people can digest and is also entertaining is massively a superpower. How do you develop that superpower? It's not through practice. People think it's practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Because
you can practice a really bad habit and get really good at a really shit thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. The person who ums and ahs at 48 has been practicing his whole life. He's practiced just fine.
He's great at that.
He's great. Feedback is what's important. You have to analyze. I'll give you an example. When I was playing chess as a kid, I would play chess for 2 hours a day training under my father. 1 hour would be play, 1 hour would be going back through the games and analyzing the games. I always enjoyed playing, but I hated analyzing. But it was the analysis that made me better. And I can prove that now, because when I was 8 or 9, I think my rating was around 1500. Now, I've been playing Blitz. I play 3-minute chess online. For 20 years, ever since I was a child, and my rating is 1700. I've gotten no better in 20 years because I don't watch my games back, I don't analyze them, I don't look where I made mistakes, I just play. That's the problem. So when people speak, they just speak, they don't watch themselves back. I'm gonna watch this podcast 10 times. I'm gonna identify every single time I stuttered or made a mistake, or didn't use the word I should have used. And then people are gonna ask me, how do I speak the way I speak? Why do my podcasts get the most views? Because I'm a professional. And if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it properly. That's why. Most people will do a podcast and they'll just sit there and they'll just talk shit and then they'll finish it and they'll go on with their brokey day and be a brokey. But it's very interesting what you said about speech, because that also ties back to my current predicament. This is the first time in my adult life I can't use my superpower. Because my superpower is talking. If you were to put me in front of someone and give me an hour to convince them that I could rip out their throat with my little finger, I guarantee by the end they'd be afraid. We both know I probably could. By the end, part of them would think, he's confident. I can't talk in court because I don't speak English. It's very weird for me. I became acutely aware of my superpower because I'm going through this process and my lawyer's talking about it. And I'm like, why am I so frustrated by all of this? And one day it dawned on me, I don't get to talk. When I get to talk, this is how much of a superpower speaking is. When I get to talk, it's fine. I could have talked the ocean out of freezing me to death on the Titanic. I could have literally said, listen, bro, my unmatched perspicacity, blah, I could have ran my mouth and I would have, it would have warmed up for me. I'm that guy. I can't talk now. So it's very frustrating. So it's interesting you say how it's a superpower. It certainly is, because I've even realized it in this current predicament I'm in, how important it is to be able to speak.
When you've lost it, because you've lost it, like if you lost your hands.
Yeah. That's right, exactly, because I've lost it. And the fact there are people going through the world today who want to be successful and want to have all these amazing things, and they only speak English and they communicate in English and they try and get other people to understand their ideas in English, and they can't speak English, or to lose.